Welcome to SYSTRANLinks. In this short video, you will learn how to translate your existing website in just 3 steps and a few seconds. We will demonstrate it with this website, www.systransoft.com. It is in English. Let's translate it into Spanish, French and Japanese. It is very easy to create a project under SYSTRANLinks that will translate your entire website into other languages. You are just about 3 steps away from seeing it. Once you have a SYSTRANLinks account, whether it's the free or one of the paid service levels, it's easy to start using it, and in just a few clicks you'll see your website in a foreign language. At the top of SYSTRANLinks, click on Login. Enter your username and account password, then click on Sign In. You have now entered your SYSTRANLinks account and are ready to add your website to the project. If this is the first time, then you won't have any other websites there yet, but you are about to change that. To start, click the big plus sign to add a website. This is the first of 3 screens. Enter your website's URL without the HTTP protocol part, but with the www if it needs it. Click on the Check button. SYSTRANLinks will now check the URL and automatically detect the language it's in. Of course, in some rare cases, it might make a wrong guess, especially if your homepage contains a lot of text in several languages and none appears to be dominant. In that case, just use the menu to clarify what the default language is meant to be. Then click Next. On the second screen, you'll indicate the foreign languages into which you want to translate your website. You can do so by selecting the languages one by one from the menu that appears when you click on the Target Languages box. You can also type and enter the desired languages through the keyboard. Let's say for instance that you want to make your English website visible in French, Spanish and Japanese. There are other options too, such as allowing the visitors to your translated website to view the original English text, or even to suggest better translations. Let's keep it simple for now and use the default settings. Click on Next again. And here is the last of the 3 steps to create your translation framework. This screen allows you to choose presets for how the user will be able to choose the desired language amongst the available choices. This language selector can be customized later too, so once again let's just use the default layout to keep it simple. You can now click the Create button. This is your third and final click to create the SYSTRANLinks framework for your localized website. In just a few seconds, the localized pages will have been created and are now ready for you to inspect, review and validate if necessary. Click OK to continue. Your website is now configured with several localized versions of itself in your chosen languages. Note that it is not yet verified. Only after verification will it become visible to the rest of the world. For now, only you can see it while you're logged in into your SYSTRANLinks account. You're probably curious at this stage and will want to see your translated website. Since we asked for a French version, a Spanish and a Japanese version, we can now click the Preview button for either of these localized sites. For example, let's click the Preview button for the Spanish edition. In a very short time frame, you will see the Spanish version of your website for the first time. That's it, it's already translated. Powered by SYSTRAN's machine translation, SYSTRANLinks has created and is now hosting a live translation of your English website. If there are tooltips, labels or pop-ups, they will appear in Spanish. You can click on links that open other pages, which will also appear in Spanish. These are translated on the fly. You can also open tabs inside the pages, which show their text in Spanish too. Switching to a different language is fast and easy too. In the top right of the Spanish pages, you can find the language selector. Switch to Japanese, for example. And just as easily, you'll be browsing your website translated in yet another foreign language. Note that this is dynamic, live and on-the-fly machine translation. If the content of your dynamic website changes, so will the localized versions the moment you look at it again. Note that the localized website is hosted by SYSTRANLinks. So far, you did not have to make any changes to your existing English web pages at all. Each localized version has its own subdomain, including a project ID that ties it to your account. This is just the default, and if you prefer, you can use your own dedicated custom domain, one per language. Switching back to the original browser tab, you can now start managing your localized pages. Perhaps you'll want to add more languages, or temporarily disable one of them. This and many other features are supported. Instead of using the default subdomains from SYSTRANLinks, you can also use your own custom domain for a translated site. At some point, you'll want to verify your site, proving to SYSTRANLinks that you are the owner or webmaster of this domain, and that you have permission to write and change its content. Before we do this, let's see how easily you can check and validate the translated text strings found through your original English website. And let's also see what else you can do with SYSTRANLinks. Under the Content category, click on Pages. In this section, you can prepare the translation for each and every page on your site. For example, click the checkbox for your first page, the home page. The Browse and Edit Page button lets you see the page in its current translation state. This is similar to Visitor Preview, but it also allows changing the text right in there. If you want to make changes to a translation, simply hover over the desired area of the text that needs your attention, and see the pop-up editor appear instantly. You can make changes and validate them, or use Ctrl+Enter to validate and advance to the next sentence. You can also pin the floating window down so that it stays in the same region on screen. This makes it a little easier to quickly work through a whole bunch of sentences. SYSTRANLinks can use different colors to highlight which phrases have been validated, rejected, or edited. Other colors can indicate if they were matches with entries in your translation memories or whether a sentence is produced purely by machine translation. Back in the Page Management section, you can make more intelligent choices, such as to prevent translation of the entire page or perhaps just a section of it. This is done through rules, which you can add on a page-by-page basis. This can be useful, for instance, when you have an important legal statement on a page that you want to keep in English. When you click on Review Sentences, SYSTRANLinks takes you to the Sentences portion of the Content section. However, it will show you just the sentences of the selected pages. You can immediately start reviewing and validating these sentences. Or, if you want to mark this as an item on your to-do list, make an entry as a task. Click on Create Task. You can create a task for yourself or a colleague with language skills if you need this as a reminder to review or correct a few translated phrases. Or if you work with an outside resource, such as a language service provider or LSP, you could invite your contact there to give you a quote for the proposed work. And since we're talking about collaboration, there is another option called Contributors. When you choose this option, you will see yourself there as the website owner. Then you will be able to invite other people and assign them an appropriate role. You may ask yourself, how does SYSTRANLinks remember all these changes that you made while editing the sentences in the pages you visited? It stores edits, changes and validations as translation memory. You can access this section to see what has been validated and saved in TM so far. You can add your own existing translation memories from a file directly there too, if you have one of the paid accounts. This will enable the option to import a translation memory, such as from the industry standard TMX format. SYSTRANLinks includes many more features, such as the ability to add your own terminology through powerful user dictionaries. These can accept linguistic clues as well for clarification. SYSTRANLinks can even show you a list of images found on your website, as well as links that point to other pages and other resources such as JavaScript and Flash. Some of this content may need your special attention if a custom translation is required. SYSTRANLinks exposes all this information and quickly and efficiently helps you get through your localization project. Keep in mind that localization is not just about translating words and sentences. It's also about adapting images or changing links and scripts to reflect the culture of that foreign country. If you prefer to have a different style for the language selector, you can customize that too. Also, if you have an API key for machine translation by other popular online MT services, you can leverage those as well. For example, If you prefer their translation output, or if you use a language pair that is not yet supported inside SYSTRAN, use those API keys. Now you're the captain. SYSTRANLinks empowers you with a rich range of tools to make website translation faster, easier and more cost-effective than ever before. SYSTRANLinks is not just a translation automation solution. It's a cloud-based, collaborative platform for website localization that puts you in control. You benefit from a management tool, a great solution to quickly and dynamically take you from A to Z on your journey to find new global customers by creating and hosting a translated, localized copy of your website. There is just one more thing needed to complete this and make your localized sites visible to the whole world. You need to prove that you are indeed the legitimate owner of that original website. The website verification process is simple. It is done by showing that you are able to write code into the original website. You simply deposit a small file into your website, which is a unique token that identifies you as the legitimate owner, or at least as the webmaster with write access. Or you can use an alternate method in which you add a simple line of special code to your existing homepage. Once you have identified and verified that you are the owner in this manner, the localized, translated sites are now live and visible to the whole world. The dashboard shows statistical information such as traffic data. It also shows you how far or complete your translation project is for each of the languages. Now you can sit back, relax and reap the benefits of having your website appear in other languages needed to gain global exposure, grow your business and support new customers. And all it took was 3 clicks and SYSTRANLinks.